Welcome to Brook and Bramble Farm podcast
with Chris
and Micah,
where we talk about budget homesteading,
homemaking,
and whatever else is on our minds.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome. Here we are again.
It's us.
How was your day?
People are tuning in from everywhere to hear about this.
Tell me about your day.
My day was excellent. Excelente.
Do you feel good?
Of course I do. Amazing. We just had snacks.
We make good snacks, don't we?
We make really labor-intensive snacks.
We like to do sliced baguette with mozzarella, prosciutto, basil, tomato, balsamic vinegar, salt and pepper.
Yeah, but we don't ever make like 5 of them. We make like 420 of them.
We don't always have the prosciutto. That's like been a special edition.
Yeah, but you really can't go wrong adding prosciutto to just about anything.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So
what are we talking about today?
We're talking about
prosciutto.
Our favorite movies. I thought it would be fun. We've been talking about like helpful things, and I thought we could
not helpful things.
I thought we could mix it up with just like a fun episode.
A fun, not helpful thing.
Yeah. Well, everybody likes movies.
Yeah.
Do you like movies, listener?
Yes. I love them.
Thank you, listener number 5. So I thought we could do like top 3 and then like start with the third, like start with 3 and then move up to 1. What's your third movie?
My third movie.
Yeah, you've had like 2 days to think about this.
Yeah, it's been a really arduous 2 days, and it's all I've been thinking about.
I asked him to think about it while he was doing something else.
Yeah, it's
and he was
possible.
like, "Do you not know anything about men?"
But the reality is, I'm always thinking of what I'm actually working on, which is usually something not associated with what. I'm gonna be honest. Have we watched like a feature-length film? It's been a while.
It's been a really long time since I've watched a new movie that I thought was really good.
Yeah, there haven't been many.
You know what I liked was that the Mitchells versus the Machines.
Yeah,
is that what it's called?
That was fun.
That one was really funny.
Yeah,
that was a newer movie, right?
It was.
That was on
newish.
Netflix.
Yeah,
I thought that was really funny.
Twisters. That movie was a little cheesy, but
Twisters
it wasn't
okay.
It wasn't bad. That's the thing. We're actually at the stage of where Hollywood is making movies that the bar is set at. It's not really bad, which means that's about as good as you can expect out of Hollywood.
I
these
feel like
days.
the peak of movie making was the 90s and the early 2000s.
I was going to say
he's shaking his head.
Late 70s.
70s.
80s. Star Wars.
Okay, there's good stuff in the 80s, but 90s is like, okay, I'm thinking of like Little Women came out in the 90s.
Oh, yes, I was forgetting about Little Women. That is my favorite.
Like the Anne of Green Gables series.
Yep. I remember watching those so fondly over and over again.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
As a teenage boy. My mom watched them repeatedly, but I did not.
You were there. You were probably watching a little bit.
I watched it enough the first time to realize I wasn't terribly interested in it.
Like when they drink the cordial, you probably chuckled a little when Anne and Diana.
I'm not going to lie, I don't remember a lot of that movie.
Okay.
Probably because I only ever saw it in like 10-minute snippets.
So that's not in your top 3?
No.
You're saying? Okay. So what is your third?
Pride and Prejudice.
Are you serious?
No, I'm totally joking.
I should have known, but for a second I got so excited.
Number 3, I would say probably one of the Indiana Jones movies. Maybe The Last Crusade.
Yeah.
Last Crusade with Sean Connery. It was just, I think, even as an adult, because I really like history.
Yeah.
Even though I knew they were fake, it was kind of fun to watch those adventure-y movies. The later Indiana Jones are just not good.
The later ones? You mean like the more recent ones
with
Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah, they're not good. I'm not going to lie. I really don't like them. The earlier, actually, the first Indiana Jones was watch. I liked that one. The Lost Ark.
Yeah.
Temple of Doom was super weird, and I didn't even like it as a kid. I really don't like it today.
I have a theory about remakes. I think
they're all terrible?
No, not necessarily. I think people like the version that they see first, and that's my whole theory. That I think that they, like, it has, like, a little nostalgia to them. Like, if you saw, like, there's two different versions, well, there's a ton of different versions of Little Women, but there's the more recent one that came out in, like, 2022 or something.
Is that the one where Kirsten Dunst is, like, a...
No, it's not Kirsten Dunst. That's the 1994. I think it's 1994.
Right, okay.
That version is my favorite because it's the one I grew up watching. But I actually haven't seen the newer one, but I already know I won't like it as much. But there are people who like that one because they're younger and that's the only one they've seen, or it's the first one they've seen. And I think that's the case for most things. And I think that's also the case for, like, Indiana Jones. They made newer ones, and not your favorite.
It's not, but it's not that they're not my favorite. They didn't remake the original Indiana Jones. They wrote a whole new story.
It's like a sequel, but it's kind of like Star Wars too. Although Star Wars is objectively not as good, the newer ones.
No, they were like the first ones that they made, the prequels, those were terrible. And then the ones they tried to make it the afterwards, like the telling previous stories. Was it Rogue One?
What's her name? Rey?
Yeah.
I thought that was good.
Yeah. The thing, my beef with modern Star Wars is that they just cop out and everything is CGI and no creativity is required by anyone but the graphic designer.
Then they really lost focus. Like, they lost focus of what Star Wars was about.
Yeah, they just got meandering all over the place.
Turned it into, like, an alien animal rights film.
Well, I think there was, like, that one scene, but the whole film...
It was a sidetrack.
The whole film that had that scene, I forget which one it was, that whole film was just a meandering. It was like someone lost in the woods.
But I love Star Wars, the original ones. They're so good. But I wonder if there are people who grew up watching the newer ones. No,
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I think the people who watch the new ones and then go back and watch the originals are like...
They stand the test of time.
They're just good storytelling. I think they're excellent plots. They all tie together so neatly and well done.
They are really good.
They really just... He did it... George Lucas really had something in the late 70s, early 80s that I think he lost sight of. I don't
like his additions, his CGI
No, I think it's because you had some other writer that was like, hey, George, is it cool with you if I write a sequel? And he was like, oh, sure, I guess.
Maybe, but you know what I love about them? And they kind of lost it when he added the CGI stuff. I love the the movie magic,
the technical,
the puppets,
the technical ingenuity,
smoke and mirrors effects where they make it look. There's something about that makes it so good.
Yeah, it's technical ingenuity that he had that no other sci-fi movie maker at the time had. The whole I remember as a kid thinking,
special effects.
Yeah, I think as a kid looking back and seeing the lasers from their guns and being like, those must be real. Like, what kind of gun shoots a laser like that? Yeah. He did such a good job I as a kid was confused as to how he did it. Like, they must be flying in space and filming it. There's no other way he could have done this so realistically. And then, as a kid, I got the book from the library that was this is how he did it. And it was actually so technically ingenuitive, which is why it was such a huge success.
And I talked about that. I mentioned this to you recently, but the Gremlin, I never watched Gremlins, I think it's called. That's an older movie. They're redoing it. And I've been saying for years that people need to go back to using puppets because it's going to, people are going to like it. It's going to be refreshing.
The Muppets. They need to just use Muppets.
Not Muppets necessarily.
Beaker stars in the new Gremlins.
But the new Gremlins movie, I thought it was so cool. They're going to use actual Muppets instead of CGI.
You mean puppets, not Muppets?
I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And so I think people need to start going back to that more because we've seen it all with CGI. It's not impressive anymore.
It was never impressive. I'm not going to lie.
Well, at first it was like, whoa, look, it looks so good. But now it's just you watch an Avengers movie and there's nothing impressive about it because you just know it was all done on a computer.
Yeah, they don't even need actors anymore.
Barely.
They just need a voice actor.
Barely, yeah.
And even nowadays with AI, they can generate voices.
But if a movie came out like that, but they like announced that it was going to be no CGI or like very, very little CGI and mostly
what
like
was
special effects.
the Fantastic Mr. Fox by, was it Roald Dahl?
He wrote the book, yeah.
He wrote the book. But the Fantastic...
Wes Anderson.
Yeah, Wes Anderson movie, the Fantastic Mr. Fox, I don't think that's CGI. I'm pretty sure it's all stop motion.
Yeah.
So like that, and he did that in the era of CGI.
Yeah.
Like he could have done it in CGI.
I think that's so cool when people do that.
I think CGI is just a cop-out nowadays. Like, hey, we could do stop motion, but it's going to take us 50 times as long. So let's just do it in CGI. Yeah. But anyway...
And also with... Okay, so we're airing our grievances with modern movies. I think, like, cartoony movies and kids' movies are getting way too, like, hyperactive, fast-paced. Yeah. If you watch, like, a modern kids movie that comes out... It's
it's just, like, jumping all over the place, lights.
Jump cut scenes every, like...
2 seconds, yeah.
Anyway, my third favorite movie is Muppet Treasure Island.
Oh, I actually probably should include a Muppet movie in my favorite movies.
We both love Muppets. Chris never... I don't think you ever watched Muppets
I didn't.
You got married.
I didn't because I was...
shows you how good they are, because watching them as an adult for the first time and loving them, that's impressive.
I think some of it comes back to Muppets can be made in a historic kind of setting or an otherworldly like kind of adventure setting, but be funny and be not there's no
vulgarity.
There's no vulgarity. There's no they're clean, they're fun, they're just nothing terrible.
Muppet humor, that's where I get my humor. Because my dad loved the Muppets. Yep. I grew up watching the Muppets.
We still quote the Muppet Most Wanted all the time. All the time. We're still like, I think Kermit is liking this idea.
Kermit. Yeah. The newer ones are actually good. The newer Muppets.
Yeah. Unfortunately, after Jim Henson died, they could have gone either way. Yeah. But they actually kept true to Jim Henson's.
They're good. I do love the classic, like, the Muppet movie is so... I don't know. They hit all the right notes.
So anyway, back to the favorite movies. I would say my third favorite is one of the Indiana Jones movies, probably Last Crusade, because I like that one more than Lost Ark. My second would have to be Muppets Christmas Carol. Ooh. That's a great version of Dickens' Christmas Carol.
Now, I feel like Christmas movies are a whole different category.
No. I would watch Muppet Christmas Carol in the middle of summer.
Would you really?
Yeah.
You know what always makes me think of Muppet Christmas Carol is when I'm making poached eggs and you drop the egg in the water and the egg white reminds me of the ghost of Christmas Past.
Oh, the creep. No, that's the creepy CGI one.
The one who looks like she's got those billowing white robes.
Yeah, she's the creepy CGI girl.
Yeah.
The only creepy part of that movie is the CGI girl.
She looks like a boiling poached egg.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, we were talking about puppets back earlier.
Okay, yeah.
I was going to say, going back to the puppets thing, you can do puppets right, which is what the Muppets did, or you can do them super creepy, like The Dark Crystal.
I love The Dark Crystal.
I hated that movie. It was so creepy.
I love it. And I also love The Neverending Story.
Ugh. Never mind. We're done.
Shut
it off.
Like our relationship?
No, the podcast, the favorite movies. We're done. Let's talk about something else. I'm going to talk about metallurgy.
Okay, I get that it's creepy, and I don't know.
The Dark Crystal was just downright creepy.
Okay, that's fair. So Muppets. So I would lump all the Muppets into like a special favorite.
You're gonna use those as like one of your favorite movies. All Muppets movies.
Caper. That one's so funny.
Muppet Treasure
That
Island.
whole scene when Miss Piggy's climbing up the side of the house.
Yeah.
And there's like the couple is
John
talking to each other.
John Cleese is just talking to his wife. Oh my
goodness, it's comedic genius.
It really is, and John Cleese played it so well.
If you haven't watched The Great Muppet Caper, please watch it. But
don't watch it with your kids. unless you've previewed it. I don't know.
I think they could watch it with their kids.
I don't know. We're not here to tell you.
Our kids are terrified of the Muppets.
That's the thing. We're not here to tell you what your kids are ready for.
We tried to... No, for sure not. But I feel like most kids can handle things better than our kids.
Probably not, though.
We tried to watch the first, like, maybe 2 minutes of...
The Muppets Christmas
Carol. The Muppet Christmas Carol. We were not planning on watching the whole movie. Just the original, like, musical number.
In the beginning.
Where they're all, like, dancing and they're
singing,
like, no cheeses for us Mises.
Yeah.
Like, I thought they would think it was cute.
Nope.
There was, like...
They were terrified.
They saw 10 seconds of it. And they were
crying.
Begging to have it turned off.
Yep.
There was, like, a dog Muppet barking out of a window or something. And they were like, no!
Right.
Okay.
But to reiterate, we are not telling you what you should and shouldn't show your kids. But in the event that you feel like your kids...
It's not, like, inappropriate or anything.
No. I'm just saying, like, if you feel like you should watch it ahead of time, if you want to watch it, and preview it before your kids watch it, if you're going to let your kids watch it.
But it's family fun.
It
Great
is.
Muppet Caper.
It's a fun movie.
And but the one I would choose as, like, a favorite, I think, is Muppet Treasure Island.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's just fun.
It is a fun one.
And then for my second, you already said your second.
Mine,
I'm going to say Princess Bride.
That's a good one.
Right?
Yeah, that is a really good one.
Yeah, that's a really...
Again, super clean, really funny.
There is one swear word.
There's a swear word, and there are...
The name of the Lord in vain. I don't like that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say it also has some, like, innuendo in it.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
Oh, he talks about, like, her perfect...
Yeah. We're not...
Oh, and there's, like, kind of scary parts. We used to tell... My sister's 5 years younger than me. So when we would watch it, she was younger. And my brother and I would tell her that it was the tickle machine. That torture rack that he's on. He would say that was the tickle machine. And he was just, like... He was not, like, in pain. He was just being tickled so much.
And to this day, she's still No, we're just kidding. We don't know.
But yeah, there's that. He gets tortured.
But the Princess Bride overall, the storytelling and the story itself is actually fun.
It's so fun.
Yeah,
it's
but
like
again, beware if you haven't watched it. Most people probably have at this point. But if you haven't watched it, there are a couple of, like, inappropriate
There's so many, like, quotable lines.
Yeah. And you'll probably have heard, if you haven't watched it, you probably have heard some of the quotable lines from it.
That's where they come from. I took a fencing class when I was a kid.
Because you wanted to be like a Inigo Montoya.
I wanted to be like, I'm not left-handed. Suckers.
Except even with your right hand, you probably weren't as good as Inigo Montoya with his left hand.
Well, thanks.
You're welcome.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
My favorite movie of all time
Yeah.
is probably A Bridge Too Far. The old original 1970s version with every major star from that era in the movie.
Now, this is funny because you always make fun of me for liking sad movies, which I think in general I don't like sad movies. So, but you're always like,
no.
Look at you watching Little Women and Beth dies.
You
love it.
You're confused.
It's miserable. It's a failed war story.
But it's true. Little Women is a fictional story that someone in their macabre mentality thought it'd be fun for Beth to die.
Stop.
It's not like Anthony Hopkins was talking to the writers and he's like, you know what would be great in this scene? I know nobody died in the Holland invasion, but if everyone died, it'd be great.
You like sad movies if they're true?
I like historically accurate movies, and I think the difference is...
Because that makes it even sadder.
No.
Because you know that everybody who's dying actually did die.
No, you're confusing fiction with the bravery of actual heroes.
I'm not confusing anything, sir.
There's a difference between... See, the thing is I can watch A Bridge Too Far, and I can look at the actors portraying these people and realize that at some point in history, there were real men doing what these men did, and they did it to the death. Beth, I'm sorry, she's a fake character.
You know that we watched that movie because I read the book and really liked it.
I have watched that movie 3 times before. At least three.
Really?
At least 3 times before you discovered the book by Cornelius Ryan.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm just saying, like, you don't have to convince me that it's good. I think it's
No,
good
I know,
too.
but you're trying to argue that me viewing a movie that portrays
I'm
the
just
actions...
defending myself because you were criticizing my...
Yeah, but I'm saying my favorite movie is sad, but it's sad because it's real brave men who died in the name of something that was bigger than them in real life. Beth dying in Little Women is a pointless portion of that story. The story could have been great if Beth had lived. But they killed her anyway.
Okay.
Jane Austen, you failed. Is it Jane Austen?
I saw a reel recently. Did you send it to me?
I don't remember.
I don't know if you did.
I don't remember because you didn't tell me what it is yet.
Somebody talking about how millennials were traumatized as children by the books that we had to read. Like, oh no, you didn't send it to me. Jeanette sent it to me. Like what am I thinking? Old Yeller, Where the Red Fern Grows, books like that we had to read.
Yeah.
And that we got so traumatized by it. And kids nowadays read books like Sparkle the Unicorn.
Yeah.
Says that you should be kind to yourself.
I don't know. When I was in high school, we had to read Edgar Allan Poe. That was like part of our curriculum. And that just made me...
like high school, right? Not when you were like little.
No, not when I was little, like middle school.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, but you're saying millennials, like, so...
Yeah,
books I was forced to
read.
read.
Millennials, I think, grew up with all these stories, and they taught us things that we can, like, persevere and whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I think we hated them so much that we grew up and wrote the books that our kids are reading now.
Right.
You know, like,
we're rebelling against Old Yeller.
I really think most millennials are writing those new books that are like, be
Happiness.
kind to others and...
Don't kill your dog. If you have 2 small beagles and you bury them somewhere, there's going to be some red fern that grows and it'll be sad.
From mountain lions.
Yeah. Rabies is bad. Yeah, we wrote those books.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like the warning books left over. Like, they're the leftover of the books we read as children. But I mean, I don't know. I read books in school that were like, we had to read the Odyssey.
Yeah.
In the dumbed down English version.
Okay.
For like high school.
Yeah.
And I remember being fascinated by it. So I think I bought the Iliad.
Yeah.
At some point, and realizing in its original Old English translation, it's a really boring book to read.
I read the Cliff Notes.
Oh, did you read the emoji Cliff Notes?
No, just like the Cliff Notes. My first favorite movie of all time is actually 3 movies.
That's not fair. You can't do that.
Okay.
My first favorite movie is actually 213 movies.
With my wish, I will wish for 3 more wishes.
Starring 41 different actors.
Okay, fine. I'll pick one. The Fellowship of the Ring.
You're not even going to go with the 2 Towers?
No. The Fellowship. When they're all in the Shire and they're happy and Rosie Cotton's dancing.
Not when they're sitting on the hillside of Mount Doom remembering strawberries.
Bilbo's having his 111th birthday. I would have chosen all 3, but you said I couldn't.
Oh, okay.
But
that's fair. Actually, I
mean, Lord of the Rings is just like, I don't want to say perfection. It's not perfection, but it's like so good as far as like a saga.
As far as the storytelling goes. Yeah, because Tolkien really knew how to tell a story.
Yeah.
And Peter Jackson did such a good job bringing that to life. Mm-hmm. You know, that's the thing, is that a good director can take a book that's really good and make it into a really good movie, and a bad director can take an amazing book and destroy it.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's just, I feel like there's certain directors that the second they touch a book, you're like, all right, never mind.
Yeah.
You've ruined everything.
Yep.
But Peter Jackson, I think, because he didn't... It was also in that era when CGI was really like in its infancy, so a lot of what they did in that movie was it was camera tricks. It wasn't CGI. There are definitely scenes like when they're going through Moria and you have like the columned hall and you can see them walking.
Yeah.
Like that's all CGI because they didn't want to actually construct Moria.
And like the Army of the Dead, they're not really dead ghosts coming after.
As far as you know.
Or like they did their own stunts and stuff.
Right, like Gondor doesn't actually exist.
Yeah.
Sadly. But the sets were actually all constructed. And the Hobbit, the Shire, is actually there.
Bill the Pony was not real.
What?
For most of the time. He was people inside a pony suit.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I saw behind the scenes.
Yeah, there's the Weta Workshop.
In a little pony suit.
One of my favorite things about the Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring is I bought the extended version of it in the big like disc set with the DVDs. My favorite thing to watch wasn't even the movie; it was the Weta Workshop.
Oh yeah.
Because they showed you how they made everything, and like they brought in to make like Sauron's armor. You think Sauron is CGI? His armor was actually created, and there was an actor inside of it, and so they had to bring in these like royal armorers from England to actually show the people, like the artists, they drew the armor, and then the armor was like, well, no, this isn't going to work, and this isn't going to work, and you got to have this be able to move, so you can't do this and this and this. And then they had those guys actually build the armor in real life out of metal. And it's like, that level of skill, it's kind of sad that it's, a dead art.
Yeah.
Because that it only really is useful in movies anymore and plays and whatever. It's sad that level of metalworking skill is dead, because there was a time in history when that was ubiquitous. Like every major city would have had an armorer who really knew how to make stuff like that.
Well, so Lord of the Rings is my first, I would say, probably first favorite. And who's your favorite character in Lord of the Rings?
Oh, I have to pick one out of your movie?
Yeah, I don't know. What, do you have a favorite character in A Bridge Too Far?
Yeah, the lieutenant who holds the bridge. What's his name?
You don't even know his name.
I know he's played by not Anthony Hopkins.
You know he is. Actor's name and
Anthony Hopkins.
Okay.
Yeah, he's played by Anthony Hopkins.
I'll tell you my favorite characters.
Okay.
When I was younger, my favorite was Frodo.
Okay.
And now I would have to say Aragorn and Arwen.
You mean Arwen Avenstar?
Mm-hmm. Anyway, we were gonna...
Again, you just picked the saddest pair of characters.
They're not sad at all.
She is immortal and he dies.
So?
Their love ends at like the year 75. Okay.
There's not just nothing but death for them here. You saw more. You saw life.
Oh,
you saw her son.
You know what the sad part is?
What?
She was going to outlive her children and her children's children and her children's children's children. She was going to have to watch generations of her offspring die.
Think about how many postpartum and like descendants she got to help out. How many babies she got to raise. She had to see them all die too. But
that's the thing. I feel like at a certain point, she would have just died inside, knowing that every single child she gave birth to or saw given birth to would die because they would be half human.
I don't know. I don't think that's something we need to think about too much.
Yeah, you just love the sad parts of movies. I don't know.
Stop. Because I like Arwen? That makes me
It's weird. Depressing.
Okay.
It's macabre. Man, it's
macabre. Who's your favorite Muppet?
My favorite Muppet is for sure Gonzo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I always felt like it's a kind of a kinship to Gonzo.
Yeah, he's a character. That's the thing. He's written so as like a goofball.
He's always jumping out off of buildings and jumping in front of cars, and he's just loving life.
I just like Gonzo. He's always positive. He never is a downer. Like the little rat, Rizzo.
The little rat. Rizzo's not a downer. He just is.
He's a pessimist.
He's always like looking for food and a break.
Yeah.
So that's enough about movies. Do you want to go into history hours?
I'm exhausted with movies.
We were going to talk about Napoleon
Bonaparte.
I almost said dynamite.
Napoleon Bonaparte. The man,
that was an interesting moment.
The Frenchman.
History. Napoleon Dynamite. Anyway, he conquered stuff.
I know, you brought this up. I know very little about Napoleon Bonaparte other than the fact that he conquered most of the known world. He was one of the very few people who made it far enough into Russia to claim that he had conquered portions of Russia.
Yeah.
But Adolf Hitler didn't learn anything from Napoleon and said, Napoleon got turned back in Russia. I should definitely try and conquer Russia. And then he got his army destroyed.
Okay, that's more than I know about it.
So, and now there's that. He was basically unstoppable for a period of time until I think the British ultimately ended up turning him back.
Was his goal to take over the world?
Probably, yeah. I don't know. His ambition was he wanted an empire, just like every major king before him. He was at the point he was an emperor. Mm-hmm. You know, he was referring to himself as a Roman emperor, and maybe not Roman, but he thought of himself as a Roman emperor. But the only other thing I know about him is that he ultimately was exiled to this tiny little island after he was defeated, and he died there alone. After all of his...
Was he ever married or anything?
I don't know. I like you brought up the history of Napoleon Bonaparte, and you brought up the history of someone I know very little about.
Now, he was short, right? Because I know people say, like...
Napoleon syndrome.
He has Napoleon syndrome.
Yeah, he was like 5'2".
So, he was like... He tried to compensate for his height by being like really like dominating or like
I don't know,
just like fighting everybody.
The interesting thing about Napoleon is very few conquerors and major players in history are short, and it actually plays out today. When you look at like really top tier executives in the business world, very few of them are under 6 feet tall.
Interesting.
When I worked for the Board of Cooperative Education, there would be superintendents meetings. So the superintendents are the head, the top dog in every school. I could count on one hand. There were like 70 of them in the room. Maybe not 70. There were 40-something of them in the room. I could count on one hand the number of them that were less than 6 feet tall.
Okay.
You see it the world over that men who are very successful generally tend to be tall.
Now, you are like lower average height.
I am average.
You're
height.
like...
I'm actually right smack at average, like 5'8.5". I'm like right at average.
Okay.
I'm not short, but I'm not really tall.
You're not short, but you're like not tall for sure. So would you say that you ever like have a strong urge to take over the world?
Personally, it's too much work. It's just, you know, you gotta like learn multiple languages.
Yeah.
You have to have this whole like build an army thing. You got to do it in the United States where they kind of frown on you building a personal army.
Yeah.
There's all these hiccups that you got to kind of overcome.
But the urge, do you get the urge? No.
I have the urge. My urges are mainly to grow things and hang out with my family.
You just want to garden and be a dad?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's nice.
Those are my ambitions, my large ambitions.
Well, I hope you've learned a lot about Napoleon Bonaparte today.
Not much, sorry.
And about movies that we like. And if you like movies, please leave a review.
And subscribe.
Subscribe.
I don't know, can they subscribe or like...
Yeah, like follow along. I don't know what it's called.
I think I think on Spotify it's going to be subscribe.
Okay, subscribe, and you definitely don't want to miss anything that we have to say.
Especially after this podcast.
Our words are gold and nuggets.
Yeah. Our words are rock nuggets that you might find in somewhere.
Have yourself a wonderful evening or day or morning or whatever. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.